You like action figures or comic books? Give him a look. Owner, my woman. You like action figures or comic books? Just give him a look. He's the owner. Wow. Hey friends, it's Charles here, and Black Friday has been good to me. I got a few action figures coming that you're going to see videos, unboxings of this month, and an extra comic book haul from Midtown Comics, so stay tuned for that. But today we're going to be talking about Mr. Monday Night, Mr. ECW, one of the great champions from that brand, TNA Wrestling, Rob Van Dam. I am very excited for this action figure for a couple of reasons. For one, he's a wrestler that is from the time when I was really into wrestling that I do not have in my collection. And for two, this is a main event figure from Mattel. Now, before Mattel, they had their basic action figures, which had very basic articulation, mostly known for just the back and forth motion of the leg, no ball joints, and like I said, very limited articulation otherwise. And then after that, you had your elite action figures that had more articulations. They recently added the double jointed elbows and ball jointed legs and arms. And then outside of that, they have the ultimate action figures, which are highly articulated. They have a butterfly cut in a lot of them. And just fully articulated. They come with a lot of, flair and accessories. But this main event line is replacing the basic line. And my main complaint with the basics was that ball jointed leg. That motion gives you so many more options with an action figure. For instance, when you look at action figures like the Legends of Lucha Libre from Boss Fight Studios, you see that though this is a great figure, it is not as articulated as WWE Elite or Jazzwares. But we still have the, arm, up, down, side to side, single jointed elbow, and the big difference here is the ball jointed leg. No articulation, no other articulation going on here in the foot. But that one detail makes a world of difference in posing. And so I want to see what this main event line has. They've been going for about a year. And this is the first one that really caught my eye because I don't follow the product like I used to. Now, this is Series 151, and it includes Andre Chase, who I do not know, but I hear he's doing great things at NXT. Roman Reigns, one of the, most decorated champions in the company's history, arguably the bigger star. Solo Sikoa, who is currently feuding with Roman Reigns, I believe. And then we have Thea Hale, another wrestler that I'm not familiar with. Like I said, I don't follow the WWE product as much, but they seem to be cranking out the stars and doing a lot of good things. A lot of happy fans, so I'm here for it. And then this is Rob Van Dam. It has a picture on the back, and it tells you what his signature move is. And that is the 5-star frog splash, of course. So that is the packaging here. It's a big, main event up here, the photo here. But I am not a mint on card collector. So let's just cut to the chase. Let's get her open and get her looked at. So when I do reviews, I start with appearance. And after appearance, I go to articulation, then accessories. Now, we do not have any accessories, so we're just going to be talking about appearance and articulation. So with appearance, the head scan is incredible. Everything from the stubble to the little smile there, the crooked smile, that look in his eyes. You could tell he loves to fly, if you know what I'm saying. It is a very, very good head sculpt. Here we got the ponytail. And then they made a choice here. Instead of continuing the singlet from the bottom, They gave him a t-shirt, which is a look that he would be seen in and out of the ring, the singlet with the shirt over it. Um, on the back of the shirt, it says, "Damn, it's good to be back." And then we have some of that signature Rob Van Dam airbrush work on the front. One cool thing about the airbrush singlets that he had was back in the day, a lot of people compared Ryback's gear to Rob Van Dam's because he wore similarly airbrush singlets. But what Ryback did was he actually got a hold of Rob Van Dam, asked for his permission to use his singlet guy to do his wrestling attire. So they had the same guy that made both of their gear. So that's a fun little story. But this is classic RVD here. It looks like we have a yin yang in front of a dragon, and 5 stars underneath, paying tribute to his finishing move. And then, even though they really didn't do a lot with the upper torso here, I like the fact that you can see the singlet. It continues up under the shirt the design does, and it cuts off as if he is wearing an actual shirt. So I like those details that add to a little bit of realism. While it is a cheaper look, especially with the flat black paint and no texture between the shirt and the rest of the action figure, it's a little thing that, it helps out a little bit. We have the taped wrist and hands. We got the purple singlet with the designs that insinuate up toward the shirt. And then we have knee pads, small black knee pads, RVD with the yin and the yang on both shins, or calves, pardon me. So it is a good looking figure, especially the head sculpt. I think they could have done something different with the texture on the shirt to make it stand out a little bit more visually from the skin and the singlet, but that's quite alright. I love the look of the singlet here. So let's get to articulation, starting with the head. Now, one thing that I've heard about the main event line is a lot like the more expensive lines, the heads and hands pop off. So if you have another Rob Van Dam and you're like, you know what, I like this body, but I really want this head, you can go ahead and kit bash them, so to speak, and mix and match and interchange. Or say that you want to have this one with a punching fist. You can go to your box of accessories that you keep, pull out a Mattel fist, probably find one with a black wrist tape, and boom. So you have that. So that is a very, not just the ball jointed legs, but also the customizable options the main event line gives is a huge step up from the basic line at around the same price point. The basics were $10 to $11 each. I got this guy for about $11, and so I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with it. Okay, so back to articulation. The head, you saw the ball joint there when I moved the head around. The shoulders, we have up, down, side to side. It goes all the way around here. There is no bicep cut that you would see with elites. We have a single jointed elbow. The wrist goes back and forth. Spin it all the way around and interchange it with other Mattel wrist. There is no torso cut, just a solid piece. Left and right on the waist. Ball jointed legs. And there we go. You can actually get a lot of range. So you could actually do the Van Dam split if you wanted to. Okay, yeah, this is a lot more rangy than I expected. And then we have the single jointed knees, hindered by the knee pad a little bit, but not too bad. It's not the worst. A little bit stiff there. But if you feel like you have to force it, there we go. Yeah, I didn't have to force it. You can always heat up those stiff joints by using warm water, or like I do, I will set them by the vent on my laptop and let that heat hit it a little bit. It won't damage the action figure, and they'll loosen those limbs right up. Just a little bit of elbow grease. We got those knees moving, and then we have left and right on the calf, and that's the articulation right there for you. So far, this is my first main event line action figure, and I really, really appreciate it, especially being a fan of other wrestling companies. Um, since I don't watch WWE, I don't want to. I'm not gonna be attached to these $20, $25, $30 action figures. But I will happily spend $10 on a guy that I've seen from the past, or that I've seen on the indie scene that's now there. And so even though I don't have that connection, that $10, $11 is something I'll happily part with for an action figure that gives you more options. With the ball jointed legs, with the uh, head that comes on and off, and the hands as well. So I dig it. If you are a fan on a budget, definitely get a hold of the main event line. Let's see if I have an example of the difference between the main event and the basics. So here is an example of a basic, and an appropriate one because a lot of people compare him to a modern day Rob Van Dam, Matt Riddle. The head, of course, does not come off, and the upper body is the same type of articulation, and the hands do not come off. But the main difference is here we have no outward split there. We just have back and forth on the leg, and these are the old main event action figures. And with Rob Van Dam, we can go side to side and give you a lot more options when it comes to posing. So that has been my Rob Van Dam first time buying main event action figure from Mattel. I really, really dig it. And this will be a way for me to get back into collecting those Mattel action figures without spinning an arm and a leg. So I'll see you guys next time. Tell me what you guys think of the main event line, and if there's any other action figures I should be looking out from it. Anyway, you guys be easy. Keep buying them figs. I am out.